is Up for Grabs, a podcast where three unfiltered friends talk about anything and everything. And now, here are your hosts, Tracy, Kim, and Rachel.
Welcome to Up for Grabs. I'm Rachel. I'm here with my friends Kim.
Hello.
And Tracy.
Hi.
Happy New Year to you both. Did you make it to midnight?
No.
Yes.
How much after midnight did you go to sleep?
I think I was up for like another hour.
Oh my gosh.
I wasn't out partying. It was TV, but
You were up.
Alex and I, yeah.
Well, I made it to 11:44, very specifically, and I was like, you know what? There's just no payoff to stay up this past next 15 minutes. So I just went to sleep, and right when I was falling asleep is when the people in our neighborhood or
fireworks.
Or gunshots. I'm not sure what it was, quite honestly. But we should say welcome to anyone that is watching us on Facebook Live. It is something that if you listen to our last podcast of 2023, we were on here with our significant people, and I think two of the people said Facebook Live is something that you should try. And so in the spirit of trying new things, we are trying this. So if you're with us, thank you. If you're not, I'm not sure if you're missing anything seeing us live.
Yeah, they can always watch it later.
We're not even positive it's going to work. So if you're listening to this after the fact and it didn't work,
don't tell us because we think it did.
We think it did.
Yeah.
But as we go on, they can, the idea is in real time, they could comment on the live and we could answer questions about what we're discussing, or if they just want to input and talk about
what they're seeing. Because you guys told me, I said this was a really inopportune time for us to go live because a week before Christmas, I was having a really good time sitting on my couch watching football with my dog and eating Skinny Pop popcorn. And I bit down and it broke my tooth in half. And I went to the dentist and he pulled it out. And I'm a hobo and I have no tooth right here. Tracy set up the camera just so you could get a good glimpse right here.
Number 5.
It's the number 5 for anyone in the
tooth.
Yeah, in the dental industry, you'll know that means it's right up near the front. It's
and
gross.
In friendship solidarity, I also pulled a tooth.
But you did yours way in the back. That is not solidarity.
Two hobos here. I'm still
that term is done.
I'm still intact.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, you're one corn kernel away.
I am. I know. I've got some that they're watching that have cracks.
No, Kim, do not mess around with that. I'm being totally serious.
I know.
Knew
I
the
broke
one
a tooth a couple
the
years
one
ago.
that broke, I thought, if I hit it just right every once in a while, it kind of hurts.
I know.
And I felt that for like 2 years. And then I bit down on this little piece of popcorn that I'd been eating popcorn forever. And it cracked in half.
That's what happened to me 2 years ago. Yeah, I know. I shouldn't mess,
awful.
but yeah, getting older is really fun.
And it's so gross. I'll just say it. I just feel like a failure when I don't have a tooth in my mouth. I do. Do you?
I don't.
Do you feel like a loser?
It's funny. I don't even care. I don't care. I would have felt like a loser if I would have paid a bunch of money to fix this thing. Because
where is yours? Let's be. Oh yeah. No, see, yours is. You can't even see it.
If I smile my normal smile.
Yeah.
A normal smile, you'll see it because I smile like a jack-o'-lantern. But if I smile like a normal human being, then you can't see.
All throughout the holidays, and then we went on vacation, I was like going like this or making sure I was on this side of the camera. Like it was a production. And it was stupid. And of course, my family thought it was hilarious, but it really just made me deep down very sad and angry. Yeah. So anywho, thanks for joining us on Facebook Live and seeing where I used to have a tooth. Today on Up for Grabs, we are starting. Are we considering this a new season? Did we say like January 1st? Even though we started in February, we're going to say January 1st. Okay. So this is season number
3.
Is it really?
Is it 3 or 4?
Okay.
Oh.
I think it's 4.
How could it be 4?
I mean, it could be, couldn't it?
She'll look really quick.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It definitely could be. But I, for some reason, thought it was 3.
Well, that just tells you how memorable
or how fast it goes.
Oh, it does. It goes fast, but I think
because I felt like we had talked about 52 episodes, didn't we? When we had hit a certain number or hit it.
Well, we did our 50th.
50th. So
This is 51.
Okay,
I mean,
so, but we never did a set number per
No,
year.
no. I mean, we started in February the first time, so I don't.
Yes, we are on season 4.
Wow.
What? Okay, well then
Time
we
flies
should.
when you're having fun.
We should be like the most popular podcast in the world because
It is Crime Junkies and then Up for Grabs. Those are the two.
we're on the same
I'm
label.
pretty sure those are
Well,
the
I'm
two.
just saying that
Fulton, Indianapolis.
I told the girls here that I did go to this writing workshop. For some reason, they had a podcasting breakout session, and I went because I dabble in that too. And they said that most podcasts don't last. If you can make it 3 years doing religiously posting, then you're in the top 5% of podcasts, because most podcasts don't make it 3 years, don't even make it a year, and then
Wow.
they're done.
We're dedicated.
So it's like us and Anderson Cooper and Jason Bateman and
Ashley Flowers. That's the Crime Junkies.
Oh,
girl.
is that her?
And
Yeah.
Britt, yeah.
so yeah, I'm proud of us.
No,
So,
and
good
it
for us.
goes to show that we enjoy each other enough that we make time to do it, and it's been important to us, obviously, for going on 4 years.
How is it shouldn't she say it couldn't be 4
I know.
years?
I honest to
can,
God, I
and yet
really
it
thought
is.
that we were at 3. But
I did ask, is it working? And Zach Brown said, yes, it is.
Oh,
my
hi,
gosh,
Zach.
Zachary.
Hi, Zach.
He's so
We
fit.
knew he'd be right on there.
Well, yeah, and we're not answering any of your questions, Zach. So
Yes, we
don't,
will, honey.
don't ask Mom where something is. So today, new year, new season 4 topic is cults, and I don't know why I am fascinated with cults. And then I figured out
Hold
that
on.
I'm
It
not
sounds
even.
like you are saying Colts as in Indianapolis football team.
We love the Colts here, but we're not saying that. I'm saying
I think it's
CULTS.
the tooth.
Jesus.
I can't. Colt.
Right now, especially with streaming services,
You're such an
cult
ass.
documentaries are kind of hot right now.
They are very hot.
CULT.
CULT. And so we decided to watch a couple cults documentaries. Tracy.
That's Rachel and Tracy. It's us if we were a couple.
What's wrong with us?
Tracy. Okay. I'm sorry. Take it away, Rachel.
Back to you in the studio.
I was doing my weather girl. Take it away.
Okay, I'll start. Okay, so
This has never happened before, I swear to God. We laugh.
no, it
but
does occasionally where we have to stop and start
It came
over.
out right up the
But we're not doing that today. We're going to work straight
Pushing
through
through.
it. That is why we're not supposed to have drinks in here.
that's one reason
Rob
why.
said we're not allowed to have drinks in the studio, but
Kim's never said anything funny before.
I
thought I was safe.
Rachel
It came through my
likes
nose.
to do it occasionally.
Okay.
Kim and I did not bring a drink, Rob. We are following the rules.
We are following the rules.
Damn it.
Okay. Go.
I'm okay now. We're talking about cults. Kim, the one that we watched was Escaping Twin Flames. Someone please talk because I have
Okay.
Coke in my nose.
Go ahead.
So, Escaping Twin Flames is one of the ones that we watched, but I want to include also Desperately Seeking Soulmates because that is a second documentary about the same weirdo
I didn't
cult.
watch that one.
Yeah, well,
One's on Hulu, I believe, and one's on HBO.
Hulu and I think Amazon Prime. But
Oh,
I'm
maybe
not
Prime.
positive.
But they're.
But
I guess they're completely different. I need to
they
watch
are
the other
completely
one.
different. I watched them both, but the same odd, weird.
The first one made me so uncomfortable when I found out that there was another one. I wasn't ready to watch him again.
Yeah.
Or them again. And you'll understand if you take the time to watch the documentary. But
Which one did you watch
Twin
first?
Flames. I watched Twin Flames first, and then we're going to discuss another one. What was it? Mother God?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the one, well, we'll get to that. So this one thing that I want to say, I'm a little bit scared of these people because they seem so bizarre to me. And they are still in operation.
Oh,
they still
are.
have a group. They're still making.
They have a platform.
They've made millions of
Yep.
dollars. So yeah, do you want to get started
I don't know
talking
if I
about it?
can.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll ignore her.
I wish Kim wasn't so funny, and then I would be fine. No, one thing that I did want to say. I did not watch the second one, but you're right. I don't want to see that guy again. And what is his real name? Like,
No clue. I don't even know it.
he's supposed to be a guru, and his name is Jeff.
He's changed his name though like 3 or 4 times to represent who he is as a person.
So
he's full of crap is what he is. But
Let's back up a little bit
Yeah.
and explain, because honestly, I've heard of the term twin flames before, but I have, but I don't think I knew exactly what it meant. Your twin flame is like another name for like a soulmate. It's somebody that you're supposed to be with. I mean, and this group claims that they can find your twin flame for a certain price.
Is it that they could find the twin flame, or like at first I felt like it was the people told them, hey, I met this person and I just had this immediate reaction to them, and I really think it was meant to be. Even if it was like a lady that went to the gas station or something and bumped into somebody and was like, oh my God, I love, and they encouraged her to move across the country and go back and find this guy that she had like one interaction with, because this had,
yeah, that they had to be together.
Yeah.
Like they were a once in a lifetime meant to be. The term gained a lot of popularity with Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox.
Yeah.
When they were dating, I don't know, a couple years ago.
She said he was her twin
Her
flame.
twin flame.
Yeah.
So that was one of the ways that it became more mainstream. But they had this documentary. There were people stalking, and they were like, go to his work. People that said their twin flame who was married with kids to other people. And they would say, well, that's not right, because it's your twin flame. And they were convincing these people,
go get him.
yeah, go get him. He said that more than once.
Don't be a quitter.
And they were going, and I think towards the end, they were selecting people
Yes.
for them. And it went as far as brainwashing them to believe that they were gay, or that they were attracted to somebody that they would, outside of what they identified themselves as.
Yes. And I feel like it kind of seemed like it was a progression to me. At first it started, and I should say that I thought it was really interesting when I watched the thing. It's this man that is always talking, Jeff whatever. I think it's Divine.
His submissive wife.
Well, his wife, if you caught the very beginning of the thing, I thought it was interesting. It said that his wife, who of course changed her name, it was Megan or something, and she didn't sound guru enough, so they changed it to something else. But she was the one that was into different spiritual stuff. Mm-hmm. And he was just a guy. And he kind of took what she practiced. Mm-hmm. And they don't say exactly how they went about making all these online workshops and books.
Yeah, they didn't say how.
But it sounds like she would have been the person that actually had the knowledge.
She was definitely the brains behind it.
Yeah.
Well, but did you notice as time went on, as he got more full of himself, she didn't say anything, but she did by the way she looked at him. Did you see the way she looked at him? It was almost like, fool, you're forgetting how you got rich and you need to shut up. And he just didn't.
No. And Kim brought up the fact, so they offered a money back guarantee. 110%. If you do everything that you're told, you will be with your twin flame. Well, this wasn't working like they were guaranteeing people. And that's when it became a thing where they were like, so what it is they talk about masculine and feminine energy. Yep. And telling like some of these women who had never been attracted to anything other than men that actually you're the masculine and you need to go be a feminine. People have literally had changes.
They went through
changes.
They went through gender reassessment.
Yes. So, incredible. What makes me so sad, and we will talk about it in a couple of the others, is that ultimately these are people that are just desperate to be liked, be loved, belong, something. And that's crushes me because they're doing crazy things in the name of being accepted.
And I think they're looking what this particular cult is just preying upon what, like, the fundamental thing that everybody wants, and that's to find their perfect match, and preying upon the people that are desperate for that is horrible. But as I was watching, I had to think, what's wrong with these people? Why are they believing that guy? He gives me, like, do they not have any, like, do they not, like, listen to anything going off in their hearts? I'm like, that guy tripped every red flag trigger just by listening to him talk for 5 minutes. And I was like, how are they believing that this guy knows anything?
I thought about that a lot, and I rewatched the beginning of it. So I think this is how this thing kind of spiraled out of control. People that had gone through a bad breakup or had met somebody or whatever, they're Googling twin flame, and they're
the word, like the concept,
concept, and they're wanting information about just anything. That's where their website shows up. And then they start watching a little bit of that. And then at the beginning, they may be just listening and thinking, wow, that really makes sense. Or, oh, I could have done that. And then for whatever reason, it's almost like getting scammed. You just get sucked in. And I do think that you have to be not a certain kind of person, but maybe at a certain season of your life where you've just been broken up with, or you feel like that you lost your soulmate, or that you lost your chance, or that you have had such bad luck in love that this is your last resort. And I don't know what it is that the radar's not going off that this is a red flag, but I think they slowly suck you in.
Yeah, I have two quotes that I got from different articles that I didn't make them up, but that stuck out to me. And it's that nobody joins a cult. They join an excited group of people.
Yep.
So,
because he wasn't the, initially, obviously he's the leader, but
right.
You're also hearing from other people, this worked. I found my soulmate. This, that is exactly right,
well,
Tracy.
And actually, that's another part of the documentary I thought was really well done, is there was the one girl that they insisted go back to the guy at the gas station or whatever. And she traveled, like she was there and then she moved.
Pure stalking.
She went all the way across the country, found this guy, convinced him that they were twin flames. He believed her. They get together. And so now Jeff and his wife, Weirdo, have the poster couple.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh my God, thank God this worked for someone. So then they trot them out and suddenly they're in this because they were made to be the spokespeople.
They were made to be the spokespeople. I don't remember which one it was in, but one of the couples that was connected, they had recently just left other relationships. They needed a job. This twin flame thing gave them a job as counselors, where they would get paid money, but part of it was their testimony.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then they brought others in to do the same thing. It was like a multi-level,
it's like a marketing thing type thing. Yeah.
So part of it was out of desperation for needing money, and then they were already in too deep.
Well, and also I thought it was interesting because they did. I mean, this girl that was in this quote unquote twin flame relationship because of Jeff and his wife, she was like, she said early on, like, her relationship was terrible.
Yeah.
She knew this guy was not.
Oh, absolutely.
Her twin flame. It was not going well.
Yeah, they were just putting up a facade.
But then you were in, like Tracy said, you're in too deep. Your livelihood is tied to this guy.
Who's gross.
He was so gross.
Oh God,
he was so greasy and weaselly.
He had so many red flags.
Yeah.
But he's her twin flame. Okay, so let's talk about this. I thought it was interesting that the twin flames premise, start simple, as Kim said.
Very simple.
You get on their homepage or whatever, and it's
We can help
all
you find.
you have to do is this one simple thing, and you will get it. And it was this mirroring exercise. Do you remember this from the thing?
Yeah.
And all I could think of was Tracy and her Stuart Smalley, her mirroring exercise. I am good enough.
Still a hilarious movie, and I stand by that.
But basically, it was just telling people, write down what your problem is, and then rewrite it, flipping the pronouns and saying it's you, not someone else, and turning it internally on you, and then heal that, and then you'll be fine.
Yeah.
That is the most.
The problem is always you. That is the premise of this whole thing.
And so if it doesn't work, whose fault is it?
Yours.
Yes, Jeff did everything right, and you're just so dumb. You couldn't do it. I was like blown away at that was the main cornerstone. But then as people weren't getting any results, he panicked or she panicked or they both panicked. What do we do now? And that's when it was like, oh yeah, did I say you would know? No. Now I know who your twin flame is. All of a sudden it turned
it into a God thing.
Yeah, yes. And it wasn't God to begin with.
No, it wasn't. And it was
panicked.
Really creepy. And then they just, I don't know, between the two of them, how they, the whole, how many classes you have to take and the thousands of dollars those classes cost. And
to be a counselor.
The money. And then the fact that he was so arrogant to say, look at my car, look at my house, look at my... I don't know why that wasn't ding, 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 ding. This guy's a weirdo. There were just so many cringy things. I think by that point they were too sucked in.
Yeah. But I think he was saying like, this program is so successful. I'm able to have all these things.
And you want these things too.
So people were like, yeah, it is successful. Look at how much he's prospering.
I mean, that's how it always is.
It's kind of like a Mary Kay car.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I would like it. I would like the pink Cadillac.
I'm not sure why I drug Mary Kay into this. I'm sure she's not a cult leader.
It's been around forever and a day, and if you're going to be in one, might as well do Mary Kay.
That's the next documentary that's going to come out about cults is going to be Mary Kay.
Have you seen the one about LuLaRoe? Am I saying that right? LuLaRoe?
Lululemon?
No, not LuLaRoe.
No, it's a leggings company,
It's a leggings company. There's a documentary about it, and basically it was really low quality stuff, and people were selling it. They would talk you into buying all this inventory, and then you were stuck with it, and it was like molding and rotting. I don't know, but also look up that documentary.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
If I could sell this documentary, if it piques somebody's interest, this documentary to me was different than anything I've ever seen before. As far as classifying something as a cult.
Yeah.
It was, it didn't have to do necessarily, I know God played a little bit of the theme.
At the last minute.
But it was such a bizarre twist on taking advantage of somebody.
Well, and
just bizarre.
I really didn't think it was too far off just deceptive advertising.
Yeah.
Because, I just think of all the money I wasted in a lifetime on the pill that you could take that was suddenly going to make it so you weren't hungry and then you lost a bunch of weight. Like all the really quick fixes that sound too good to be true.
Yeah.
That are, but you don't want to believe it because it sounds like this is all going to be solved really quickly. And it's like you're, a thing that's very important to you. And it doesn't sound like it's going to take much effort. And all I got to do is throw out some money and my problem's going to be solved. And so it kind of didn't, in that respect, since it wasn't super religiously based at first, it was, to me, it just sounded like, someone needs to call the Better Business Bureau and tell them
it gave me Scientology vibes as far as all the classwork that needed to be done and all the different counseling that needed to be done and the different levels that you needed to get through and that you had to pay to get through.
And that you were never going to get through all the levels.
You were never going to get through it. Exactly.
Because they were just going to keep adding more.
Correct.
And before we go on, I want to stop in case you guys go in a different direction. If anyone's watching, and right now we have to.
Oh my God, so cute.
Yeah. If at any point you want to ask a question, you can jump in and ask, and then we will answer it.
Or comment, too.
Or comment, yeah.
But just don't ask about the cola going through my nose.
Yeah.
Because that was not planned.
That
was a blooper right here live. So I'm glad only 2 people saw it.
Well, no, but there'll be a video. I mean, it saves.
What? We can't destroy this.
Did you think this was going away?
It was live. So I thought once it wasn't live, it would just go away.
It goes on our account.
Oh, great.
So we're maybe 5 more minutes. We'll stay live, and then we'll go into our regular, and they'll have to tune in later to hear the rest.
Because people will be on the edge of their seats.
Yeah, that's right.
So enough about this specific one. I think the whole idea of cults is fascinating to me because I can't wrap my head around what people will believe.
Yeah.
And usually, like any of the infamous cult leaders of the past, this guy included, I don't even know if he's very infamous, but they're all super weird and scary. And how you don't look at that and think, ooh, I don't think I want to be around this weird and scary man.
Yeah.
Just, it doesn't even cross people's minds.
Remember I said another quote that I had.
I'm ready.
That I got was that some people believe a lot of garbage and nearly everybody believes at least a little bit of garbage.
And all you need to have is the people that believe a little bit.
You just have to get a little bit, and then you kind of go in, and then they once they get you, they get a hold of you, and they work it a little more. And as far as why the popularity of these documentaries, it listed like sex, love, money, murder, redemption, all the things that we watch, on all of our other movies or shows or themes or whatever. And so they're saying that's why these are so popular right now, is that all of those things are involved in most of these.
Are you saying popular in the sense of wanting to be in a cult or wanting to watch documentaries?
Watching the documentaries.
Why we're sucked into watching it.
Well, Well, it does make you feel like the smartest person in the room. Like if I ever was feeling horrible about myself and I thought, how can I feel better? I would watch any documentary about people that are in cults because...
And go, what an idiot. Why would they do that?
No, I know.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I thought throughout this entire process of watching the Twin Flames. I'm like, oh my God.
Made me angry.
Well, and I felt sad. There was a lot of, showing family members... Are you signaling someone?
I have a question. No, I was just telling them one second. We need to work on our delivery.
Oh my gosh, you're so cute. No, but just that there were like family members that truly lost their kid. Like their kid went into this thing, they made them swear off their family that was holding them back somehow. I forget how they convinced them that the family was bad, but they did. And then...
Yeah, just making them change their whole identity. That was what was so sad to me.
Here's a question from an anonymous person.
Oh my God, I love you.
Do you think cults are finding it easier reaching people by creating recruitment tactics because of technology being such a big part of modern life? Easier to reach an audience, but are we also more aware? That's
interesting that you asked that.
I didn't say it was Zach.
Okay. But I'm going to talk to Zach about this. I think he wants to know. I was going to bring that up because you can reach more people. I mean,
absolutely.
I just typed in Twin Flames universe and there they were. I'm like, this is still allowed to be on here? Okay. And you can get everything you need to know. But at the same time, how is anyone getting away with this with the internet at your fingertips, looking up people and doing any sort of digging or getting any sort of feedback about what people think about this particular business or whatever it is? The fact that just means that you don't look at all. Like a rudimentary search on the internet, if you're like, hey, I wonder what this is all about, should alert you that perhaps it's not on the up and up.
But I don't know. Who's opening the garage door?
Oh God, it's Rob. You guys, first the Coke out of my nose, now my husband coming in and the studio shaking like there's an earthquake. This is so good. Whose idea was this?
Kim's.
Yeah, mine.
No, but what do you think? I think that
they're not doing their due diligence. Okay, like you're on a dating website and your kids are on Tinder or whatever, and then they're going to meet this person for a date. You do a little background checking. Okay. You do a little research before you make that plunge.
Hold on. That is what a parent would do to monitor who your kid or whatever.
I know a kid may
but
not.
Kids,
I know.
or not even just a kid. Like, you know, we've talked about that Facebook group about dating or whatever. Like, are we dating the same guy or whatever the name
Yeah,
of this
not
group
everybody
is.
does their backgrounding.
And
Time out. Did you hear about that? There's a guy in Chicago for Are We Dating the Same Guy Chicago that is suing Facebook and all these other people
Yeah, good luck.
because people said he ghosted me, he cheats,
'cause he was found out.
and so he from this particular Facebook group
Yeah.
is suing Facebook for
Good luck.
defamation.
I don't
But
think
anyway,
it's
go
gonna
ahead.
work. So, but in that group, there are grown ass women, you know, my age, who are like, anybody dating this guy? We've been talking, we haven't met yet. And it'll be like Antonio Banderas or whatever. Like, it'll be a photo. And then like people laugh at them, which hurts my feelings because you look at their profile pic and I'm like,
I know.
okay, what makes you think that guy?
You know how many
that
Dr.
is
Phil
not that
episodes are out
person.
there that they really think
Yes,
they're
that
dating
being
movie stars?
catfished.
I know.
But I'm saying, like, these are adults. These
I
are
know.
people that. So then when you have kids that want to. I
No,
don't
but
know.
just a safety issue. I would think that like our kids who are in their 20s, most of them, I would have to think that would be 101. Like,
I don't think so. I think they're pretty
okay. Now I'm
dumb.
going to have to call my kids and ask if they were to be matched with someone, how much they would look into it.
I think that a little bit. I know from one of my daughters, I think she digs a little, just maybe by looking at their Instagram or looking at to see, you know,
If they're
but
really
I don't
Antonio
think, I don't
Banderas.
think she probably does a background check. But as a
No.
parent, I would want to do that. You know, it's just, and you've got to think of the millions and millions of people in this world and the different sex of population. Not sex.
Colts,
sex
not
of
colts.
you know, and I'm just thinking not everybody has that type of worry.
Right.
Not everybody has that type of mind. And some people just twin flames. Well, this is interesting. And they're not doing, you know, the background. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy to me.
Again, it's people wanting it to be true. And if you
Yes.
want something to be true,
Bad
you will
enough.
close those eyes.
Yes. If you want it bad enough, you'll do anything you can to make that seem.
You'll be delusional.
You will be
Yes.
delusional.
What are you delusional about, Tracy?
My weight. My money. I don't know, a whole lot of things I'm delusional about.
Just a whole list of things.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think I still look 35.
Me too.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I'm
But
delusional.
I'm pretty sure that I look older than I think. Because I'll see a photo and I'm like, I looked in the mirror. That is not how I looked. And I don't
feel
know
that
what
way, too.
happened.
I felt
So
that
there's
way.
some
way, too.
delusion
I
there.
felt that way until I lost my tooth, and then I'm like,
Aw.
I aged about
She
15
feels like a
years.
bad lady.
I do. So sad.
Again, why are you guys saying
If there
this?
was,
I don't know.
if there was a guru out there that said, I can guarantee you will never lose another tooth in your head, I would join that cult.
If they said all you have to do is brush your teeth twice.
It had nothing to do with
But
my.
that's what you're worried about, that people will think that you have bad oral hygiene. And that's not the truth. When you age, your teeth get weak.
My teeth were weak.
And it just happens. It's okay.
I'm weak.
But I'm telling you, because now I'm going to pose the question: what cult would you join, and what would you fall for? And I would fall for if some person, a weird-looking man with a bright smile, told me that if I took his class and looked in the mirror and said, "Your teeth will stay in your head forever, and you'll never lose another tooth," I would consider investing in that because I don't want to ever lose another tooth again.
Okay, so I recently, from a TikTok, purchased some Guru Nanda oil pulling oil.
What's it called?
Guru Nanda.
Is it really called that?
That's the name brand.
Oh,
Guru Nanda.
girl.
Red
And
flags.
It is because I did oil pulling, which there is a video on my Facebook from about 10 years
Does that
ago.
work?
Supposedly, some people say they say
They say.
I don't know if it's true or not, but am I trying it? Yeah, because for
What's
like
it called again?
$7, Guru Nanda oil pulling. Okay, because
you
it's like a
started
mint
it?
flavored. It's coconut oil,
Okay.
but it's already liquefied. Because before I had to take like a lump of coconut and then switch it around. So I don't know. I know that medication under your tongue gets in fastest.
Yeah.
You know, that's the fastest way to get medication. So like somebody's having a
Okay.
heart attack, they do the nitroglycerin, whatever. So does it make sense then that you could heal your gums by oil pulling? Maybe. Like if it gets in there? I don't know. Like I said, for $8, it's worth a shot.
So
You can
joined.
purchase it on my TikTok shop.
You're so stupid. So you would join an oil pulling cult.
She would. Yeah.
In fact, you have for $8.
And Zachary said, I agree, not even joking. Tooth health is so hard and painful and expensive. So, I mean,
Zach and I are starting
joining your cult.
No,
He's got a point.
we're going to be the guru, Zach, because I just decided everybody else is a chump. You need to be on the top. We'll start that tooth cult. I'm going to have to think of a fun toothy name for it, but we'll get back to me if you think of one. Okay. Kim, what cult would you join?
I don't know.
What's your weak point?
I don't know. Fast Food Anonymous. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I love fast food. So I'm easily influenced as far as my thoughts about different, I don't know. I don't think I could ever get sucked into that, but I think there are exceptions that you might feel. I don't know
What? Because
like maybe okay, I don't really believe necessarily in the whole thing of psychics and mediums,
Okay.
but I want to believe it.
Okay.
So yeah, I think I would get sucked into that even if they were completely fooling me.
You'd hear what you wanted to
I
hear.
want to hear what I want to hear.
I went to see John Edward after
Yeah,
my dad died because, you
Yeah.
know, it was like,
That
why
is-
not? What if he could come through?
Exactly.
And it's the what if.
And it's the what if.
Maybe. And it was, you know, probably $25. I don't
Yeah,
know.
and
Although
I'm
we
not
did
a-
travel to Ohio because that's where it was. But
Yeah, and I wouldn't be opposed if somebody said, I have got this. One of my friends went to a spiritual healer where you could lay on this bed and she could sense your auras, or that's how you say it. And
are you talking about Reiki?
I don't know who I'm talking
Like
about.
I know
Chakras?
2 Reiki healers.
Well, it is with the colors, correct?
Yeah. Oh.
And kind of getting that all out of you. And she paid $100 for an hour session, and she completely 100% believed in it.
And then it worked.
Kim, you should try that. I think it'll help with your anxiety. I really think that it'll help pull some things. Would I do it? Yes, because I don't think it could hurt me, and nobody's putting any medicine in my system. But does it work? Probably not. I think a lot of it is like, what is it? The pill that you take that's
The placebo.
The placebo effect.
Yeah.
So I could, though, get sucked into that. If somebody wanted to come to me with some extraterrestrial type story, I am kind of, if you give me enough that makes me believe, I might believe.
Because you kind of want to.
Because you kind of want to. So that would probably be my,
Okay, so
where I'd go with
Kim's
that.
going UFO.
Yeah, UFO, you
UFO
know,
cult.
Which, by
psychic
the way,
type
I
thing.
do believe now in
And yeah,
aliens.
more and more is more things.
I probably didn't 20 years ago, but the fact that the United States now has a space force, I'm like,
Yeah.
obviously
There's
you've been
something
holding out.
going
There's
on.
something.
Yeah.
Well, if you get on a certain side of TikTok, and I'm not saying that I'm on there.
Are you going to talk about your lumberjack again?
No. That's thirst trap TikTok. Completely different from alien TikTok.
All right, go on.
And maybe this is not like alien TikTok, but just there's a certain part of TikTok that there have been different things that have happened in 2024 and what we're 11 days in that are just kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
Miami. All right,
like
we're not talking about it, but yes.
like way over weird because they're being filmed by average people. Like they very obviously happened is what I mean.
Okay, but
But you don't know why.
they may not have because AI has advanced so much in the past year
That's
that
where I'm
you
skeptic.
cannot believe anything that you see in video
Really?
or photos. Absolutely not.
Because now you
Unless
can
you are
generate
present
everything.
in person.
TMZ just posted stuff today about where was it? Where was the sighting of they were like giant looking people? Was
Yeah.
it in California?
Yes.
And
In
it was
Brazil.
all over the
It was in
internet
Brazil,
today.
too. Yeah.
And I was like, come on. It was somebody in a stilts,
Yeah.
like in a suit. Come on. But there are millions of people looking at it saying that is something that's, you know.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to believe it, but now that you say that things can just be totally
Yeah.
fabricated, now I'm just an idiot.
You're
Great.
not, because that's
Oh,
the
yeah,
whole,
you are.
That's the whole basis.
We go back to some people believe a lot of garbage, and nearly everyone believes at least a little bit of
A
garbage.
little bit. Absolutely.
Okay, well, I need to get off TikTok.
This says from our listener, last comment from me. I swear, but I know the lumberjack guy. Okay, I'm done, but funny.
If you know, you know.
If you know,
If
you know.
you know.
Was there any other cult? I looked up top cults. I thought that would be a fun. I hope no one looks through my browsing history because that could make it. That could look.
I do have some other documentaries to discuss.
I would like for you to go there because I did just
Okay.
look up top cults and I thought, well, I'm sure all of these probably have a good documentary attached.
Okay, so Keep Sweet, Pray, Obey.
I watched that. Yeah.
Is it? What was that?
Again, it's one of these churches that
Prey on girls.
it's
Almost all of them do.
yes.
Yeah.
There's
Even
a
the multiple
trend.
multiple wives,
Yeah.
multiple kids.
Oh, is that like the fundamentalist Mormon people?
Yes.
I don't know if they're Mormons. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know if they're Mormon
I'm not
either.
saying any
But it's just a
particular
very,
sect.
it's a
I said
very
it, I
similar
guessed.
type. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then Stolen Youth.
Oh no.
That was the Sarah Lawrence campus cult thing. I
What?
think that was the one.
Oh, with the dad?
The dad.
Oh.
Wait.
Disturbing. I forgot about that.
That was one of the more difficult ones to watch.
What
really
was it?
was.
Tell me.
It's hard to explain.
What's it called?
Stolen Youth.
It's a really hard one to give a
Basically, this dad infiltrates his child's campus home and then does some horrible things to multiple people and gets them to do horrible things.
It's bizarre.
Like
So-
a college campus?
Yeah, Sarah Lawrence is the school.
Oh, that's a school. I thought it was a person. Okay. I've never heard of Sarah Lawrence.
It's a bougie blue blood East
Ew.
Coasty. I think it's East Coast. I don't think it's California.
That makes it even
It's a
better.
coastal school. It's a, but it's an expensive, elitist, shouldn't have happened there kind of thing.
I, honest to God, watched it because I thought that it was a true crime documentary on a girl.
Okay, so
Because it said Sarah
Sarah
Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Then when I saw the little clip of what it was about, I was like, well, this is weird. And yeah. It's hard to watch.
Yeah, so that's one. We'll come back to that one. Shiny Happy People about the Duggars.
I haven't
And-
watched that. I don't know why.
Do you consider that a cult?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
do.
I probably didn't, but if you watch it, there's a lot more to the making of that show and what basically they used the Duggars to mainstream fundamental Christian sect of that
Okay.
to bring it into our living rooms and make us all comfortable with it so that they could then take over elections and other things.
So they were trying to make
So
it seem
watch
like.
Shiny Happy People.
So you're saying it's less about the family and more about the producers of the show.
Yes.
Really? Because the
That
family
they-
had to go along with it.
Well, yes, the family did, and they had money to pay for things. It talks about how those kids were supposed to be being paid and they didn't get money.
No, I knew that. 'Cause
So there's a lot more to that.
Ew.
Let me see. Oh, The Way Down. I know you had to have watched this, Kim.
I know I have, but what
It was
it
the
about?
church, the lady with the big blonde hair.
Jesus, yeah, that ended up dying in a
Plane crash, right?
plane crash, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I have
That
no
was
idea what you guys
crazy.
are
That was a
talking about.
good churchy documentary.
It is a good
it started
churchy
out as a
documentary.
weight loss thing, and
Oh, boy.
I think it started off as church and then went to weight loss.
It's crazy. That's a good
She
one
ended
to
up
watch.
getting teeny tiny, and then everyone else had to do this same weight loss thing because you had to be skinny to
Be there?
be there, be in
Yes.
the afterlife. I don't know.
What's it called again?
The Way Down.
The Way
The
Down.
Way Down.
And I think that was in Tennessee, maybe Nashville.
I don't know. This
I
lady.
think it was in Nashville.
This lady was. Oh,
So that one was good.
Crazy.
But then we're going to come back to, and I said we were going to just do part of it on here, but we might as well do the whole thing because we only have a few people
Yeah.
watching.
Yeah, it's okay.
So the other one is, Love Has Won. So
No, I watched that.
That's
The Mother
initially
God.
the Mother God one. That is initially what we said this was going to be about. And then I said I didn't think it was that weird. And I've said that on someone's Facebook, and I was told that made me look like a weirdo, that I didn't think it was that weird.
Yeah, that's a red flag.
But I feel like I see so much weird stuff that it's going to take more than that. Like what you got? And apparently it takes more than driving around with a dead blue lady in your car.
Yeah, I did
for me
not
to
see
think that that's really off the rails.
It was like Weekend at Bernie's. I didn't watch this obviously.
This is the one that I'm sorry. This is the one that I watched that I couldn't really wrap my head around what they were trying to sell because they were drunk or high the entire time. And it wasn't a big, huge group. And they were being very creative with how they were making their money. But it just was a bunch of
weirdos,
like druggies. I mean, that's really what it was. I mean,
it was. Again, though, people wanting to belong.
Yeah, and everybody's happy and love and this and that. And this lady became their mother. And
ew.
It was
okay.
And
so
then
gross.
the guy she was with was the father. Like, and then she was with a different guy, and he was the father.
And a lot of mental health issues within this group.
That's so fun.
And the blue part, when I said that, she was being treated for her, I think it was a liver illness because she drank so much.
She was drinking...
I'm not going to say it wrong. I'm going to say it wrong. Okay. Like collated silver or collated.
You can, and I guess that the FDA took it off the market, but it used to be a thing that was supposed to be like a cure-all.
But she was taking too much, and it turned her physically blue.
Oh my God.
She was drinking, I mean, you would not believe how much she was drinking. They would melt it down. And
people followed her for advice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she died, and they didn't want the followers to know she died. And so they kept her body.
It sounds like a bad
They
movie.
did. It's all horrible. So watch that and enjoy that. Basically, though, I want to say before we get too much further in, and this was in the article that you sent, and it mentions that in real groups, there should be a healthy dissent or disagreement. So if you're in a group that you can't have healthy dissent on what you're being told,
Like this one?
That could be a problem.
Like
yes.
you're telling me I'm an idiot? Yeah.
Yes, or that.
Yeah.
If it's a group that is excluding you from your family and friends,
Red flag.
Red flag.
And then just too much secrecy. You know, a little secrecy, a handshake, that's not any big deal. But some of these things, if everything's under the cover of darkness.
It needs to be transparent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then there's a lot of things that are passing as quote unquote normal organizations that are really
Absolutely.
cults. Okay. Well, that's fun.
Is it?
I don't know. I just think it's
And then
weird.
you get the people out there that maybe are in these, and they'll say any organized religion's a cult because
they have their beliefs written down, and you don't have to stay.
I know.
So that's not a cult.
But there are the ones that are going to debate you on it. And that's
Right.
what this article that I had sent you guys talked about is that, and this is nothing I believe, but Jesus walked the earth and he told his disciples to leave everything and to follow him.
So give me all your stuff.
And give me all your stuff. And literally, and you know,
Okay.
so you can twist it any way you want to make it sound and make it sound. So what I'm doing is no different than what thousands of people that
Right.
follow this, you know, man that, yeah.
Right, because I did look up and it just said that cults rely on secret and special knowledge, which is revealed to people only through one specific person.
And it costs.
And they don't publish their beliefs because obviously poor Jeff in this Twin Flames things he was just really working on the fly. He was flying by the seat of his pants. And so when things didn't work.
I'd love to know, like, if he's still, especially since this documentary, I wonder what, like,
He's a fool. Yeah.
And I mean, he would yell at them, "You're an idiot. Say I'm an idiot." And they're like, "I'm an idiot." You know, I'm
Ew.
it was so gross.
So easy to hang up
And
on
he would
Zoom.
like laugh in their face, all these videos.
Yeah, he
Which I
was
couldn't
smug.
believe we were watching actual footage of it.
Yeah, it was gross. It really was gross.
Yeah.
Any other final thoughts about cults other than the fact that we're way too smart to fall for one?
Yeah, no doubt. No, I mean, I don't think that there's any problem watching those documentaries or feeling like that's a bad thing. You know, you're educating yourself and maybe learning some type of sympathy and, you know, like to other people, not to judge
Right.
necessarily and not to make assumptions that, oh, I would never do that and that could never happen to me because
It could.
It could.
It could.
So
I'm waiting for that tooth cult to come out. Signing up. Any other thoughts, Tracy?
I got none.
Okay. Well, you had a lot of good things for me to actually watch because I do love a good cult documentary. I'll say
Yeah.
they're engaging. They have all the drama. So we'll get to that. Thank you so much for joining us on Facebook Live, Zach, Angie. What? we're trying new things.
Yeah, and hopefully people will watch this.
Yeah, because the
And then-
video will be up.
And then if we do it
No, you
again,
guys.
if we do it again
But
down the road, we YouTubed all the time. But back when we had
Coke never came out of my nose
I know
during
that
YouTube.
I can't wait to
that
see
was a
it.
moment.
I mean, it lingered.
Boy, that did linger. I was worried that she was like gonna
Well, that kind of made
get
it.
pneumonia.
Maybe people thought I was just doing like
Oh,
acting just
No.
to make things seem more dramatic here at the show, but no, that truly happened.
that's never happened before either. So that was a
Spit
good one.
take. That's hilarious. Okay.
Backside love.
No, thank you so much for joining us, either live or not live. And please feel free, as always, to give us your feedback because we love it.
We'll do nothing with it. We will not
You know
listen.
what? No,
or
but
act
we are
upon
because
it.
you know what?
No, we will.
You sent us our feedback because we did in our last episode say that we were going to do a mailbag and really
No, we
get
want
to the
more
hard-hitting
interaction.
questions. Yes.
Yeah.
So feel free to hit us up. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.